short pod this week.
But we got that extra 40 minutes I recorded before.
Should have done trivia.
Done trivia.
Can you spell Brahmapuana? You still can't.
Nah, back off, man.
Yeah.
Everybody, welcome to City Dads, the podcast where we pretend St. Louis City SC games matter as an excuse to hang with the boys and record these jokes. I am Brent Thomas Callahan out of Sandusky, Ohio, the stepdad nobody asked for. To my right, camera left, we've got Corey Smith, third string All-American practice squad out of Fontbonne. He's played soccer once, so by default, he's our expert. Corey, how you doing?
Good. Once, twice, played. Yeah.
Glad to have you here. On my left, we've got Ryan Ballard. He has no other friends, so we're his only option to record a podcast with. How you feel?
I mean, the Make-A-Wish is still going 18 years later, you know? Good thing we met right under that deadline.
We're joining you today from Sneaky's Bar and Grill. As always, Ryan, can you tell them about Sneaky's before we get into this?
Sneaky's Bar and Burger Joint, Edwardsville, Illinois. Smashed Wagyu burgers, tots. Some of the best beer in the town. Come check them out. They're awesome. They're our host, our studio sponsor, and recap sponsor.
It's a tough day to start recording for us, guys. It was a tough match last night. Let's start just with the recap. Let's get it out of the way. Corey, what did you see last night?
That was bad. It was really bad.
It's a pretty insightful take.
Yeah.
Bad.
It was really, really bad. I've been stewing on it. So, yeah, really bad. A lot of negatives, not a whole lot of positives I wrote down. Same formation we've seen, 5 backs. It's working. Don't mess with it, right? You're going away to a really good squad, so I think the whole plan was defend, try to keep the clean sheet, try to set a record, and they made it 8 minutes. So
Barely.
Pretty good start. The big question was who's going to start for Totland with his injury. You move Watts back to right back. It's an obvious move, I think, and Durkin slots in there with Adu and Hartel in the midfield. The big surprise for me was Betcher over Klaus. That felt weird. It felt weird because Betcher is pin your ears back, run straight at the ball. He's great in the press, and he creates turnovers that way. But I thought we were going to have a lion's share of the possession. You're playing Philly, you're playing Brad Carnell, you know what they're about. They don't want the ball. They want to turn you over in transition and then go straight to goal, right? We saw it.
At this point, though, if you're any team, let City have the ball again. It feels like the same story the last 3 years. We're going, watch what they do with this ball. They can't do shit with it.
No, yes,
It's
right.
fun. Like it was so gross to watch. Like just bad game.
Well, it turns out we don't want the ball.
Right.
Under any circumstances. We're just not interested.
No.
You gave up 70% possession to a Bradley Carnell energy drink soccer team. That's crazy. Did we ever in a single game in 2 years, a year and a half, have 70% possession? I don't remember a game.
It was, I mean, how awful they were with the ball at their foot. And
you can't make a 10-yard pass to save your life.
It was
Every single play on the field. So I tried to do, this week I wanted to do positives, negatives. And I wrote, Lunt looks really good. He's a backup goalie in the league.
It helps he covers half the net physically.
God, he's a big man. It's a tall drink of water.
6'7".
6'7".
Uncomfortably large.
Uncomfortable.
Is he too big? Is that the problem?
The problem is like, you know how that is. And on the street, they're like, everybody just goes up and like, hey, you're tall.
What's the weather like up there?
Yeah, he gets a lot of that.
A lot of Brian Ballard
Especially
jokes.
St. Louis area. Yeah.
My thought watching, and I know I've got other things here. My thought watching was we clearly didn't look good on defense. And presumably we're not going to look good on offense. But if we're going to not look good on both, can we try and not look good on offense instead? Can we put our goal scorers in there and just give it a try if we're going to be bad on defense?
I think they were in there.
Well, yeah. So I mean, like I said, my only real qualm, if you want to call it, and you know, Skip's too beautiful for me to really call it a qualm. He can do whatever he wants. But I would have had Klaus in there to start. I think Klaus is more of a hold the ball up, relieve that pressure that you're going to see from Philly. So I just would have had that, and he's a little more of a space creator when you have Toyshirt underneath him. I thought that was the would have been the dynamic duo you want up top, but that you went with Betcher. Betcher's, and then here's the other thing: if you take the LA game out, you've scored 1 goal in 4 games now, 3 games going in. So, and that Betcher has a goal, so you start him, right? Klaus has none. You start the guy who scored.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I don't, but it just it didn't. And Betcher played well. I thought he was the only other player that I had under the positives. He worked hard. He wasn't getting any service. Like, we're not getting the forward the ball, but he was chasing stuff down. He was making good runs. There was a nice bit of shithousery from him. It's everything you want from the guy up there. It just couldn't make up for the negatives.
I think Thailand's such a big part of that. I really do.
Let's talk about it. Because I got it written down.
Because it's just one of those, when you're trying to, as far as your best transitional back, right? Like getting the ball in transition going. It's him by a mile. And you saw that last year too when we got him. Like, holy crap! When this guy has the ball, it gets into spaces so much better. It was Watts for him was a drop. It's a huge drop.
Yes,
It's like it was a noticeable.
They're different players. They have different skill sets entirely. Akil Watts is just not a dynamic attacker. And Philly knows that. And so that was the battle of the game, was our right side defense against their left side defense. Kai Wagner is the assist leader in the league right now. He drives up the field. That's their back. And so the whole game becomes, is Akil Watts playing defense or is Kai Wagner playing defense? That was the battle to be won or lost. We played defense on that right side the whole game. They were just shoving it down our throats. And that was it. If Tottenham's there, it's a different game. He's going forward now. Wagner has to defend a little more, but Watts. They were going to let Akil Watts run wherever he wanted to go. They didn't really care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a shitty game. You have to keep talking about it. That's gross.
Is that enough soccer talk? We don't. I do. Wagner though, a little bit of a specimen too. He caught my eye.
Yeah,
a little bit. Pronunciation, I had an issue with. If we can. So Christian Miles, right? That was the announcer's name. I had two thoughts on him.
City Slickers.
That's one. Hold on to that for just a second. He was doing a lot. We don't pronounce names well. We struggle. We struggle with the English language on a regular basis, admittedly. His pronunciation of the players felt so painfully accurate that it took me out of the match every time he said a name. I was distracted by it, and it was annoying.
Very, technically.
I was rooting for. Do you remember the clip of Lube Dobbs when he was trying to be super news guy and pronounce with a Spanish accent the South American city, and he gets caught up in the air?
The caravan of mostly Central American immigrants is now in the Mexican city of Guadalajara.
He just butchers it. Lube Dobbs.
Who's Lou Dobbs?
I don't know. I'm going to say it's 8 years old now, but it's great.
You're saying Lou Dobbs like it's a household name.
This is from the 40s.
I'm going to keep saying it. Yeah. It was
black.
You guys know Lou Dobbs, right? Like, you wake up every morning, start your day with Dobbs.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah.
Dobbs Auto and Tire.
Hey, see, the market's crashed. Yeah, it's a very. No, it's good. But
Mid-Atlantic accent you went there?
I don't know soccer. We've been through that. So I don't know if Christian is some sort of like a national icon that I need to pay reverence to, but he was doing a little too much.
It's a lot.
For me. And then
I think he has a dialect coach.
For sure.
He sounded a hair off of like a morning show DJ. Like it was in that same like.
I had to Google to find out where is he American doing a thing, or is English his second language and he's proficient in these others? Sure. I couldn't.
What's the answer?
Indeterminable.
The internet doesn't know.
I got distracted.
Sound right.
Yeah, because he said another name, and I got immediately. You know what
City Slickers.
You know what he said? He said City Slickers for the second time.
It's 3 times total.
Three times total.
Offensive.
3 times total.
Unless you're Jack Palance, I don't want to hear City Slicker out of you.
Jack Palance is great.
Unless you're standing in front of Billy Crystal, who's holding a freshly newborn calf, I don't want to hear City Slickers.
This is where I'm going to take umbrage, because I text Daniel Stern and I get chastised last night, and now all of a sudden you come with Jack Palance.
Jack Palance is funny.
Curly.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great movie.
Legend of Curly's Gold. I'm going to say underrated, better sequel.
Jack Palance is in it, though, right? But he plays his twin brother.
His twin brother, yeah. The classic. No, it's not me. It's my twin brother. The best. Hold on, we're going to get way far out of soccer, and that's perfect for me. The best instance of that in the history of cinema has got to be Beer Fest, right?
Yes,
the Broken Lizards guy. Where
Farva, I don't know his character.
Yeah, not Farva. We'll call him not Farva.
Right.
God, what was it?
Landfill.
Phil.
Yeah,
Landfill dies.
Landfill dies. Like, and if you guys could just keep calling me Phil.
I already know everything about you, so if you could just call me Landfill, we can skip all that awkwardness. Tremendous work out of them. Is that enough soccer?
Well, I got about a third of the way.
I'm sorry. I got distracted. That's on me.
That was a third?
I don't know. I wrote notes for the first week ever, if you can't tell. Leuven was the worst player on the field, so I feel like...
You mean that
We
red
get a
card
nod
wasn't
to him.
awesome? You didn't like that?
Man.
It was tough.
It's a soft red. I don't know. I'll start with that. I'm not defending the action, but I don't know who gets a red card for that in a professional soccer league. He shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
We're losing.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you giving...
Yeah.
You just go like, you just wasted another minute, buddy. I'm not going to interject myself into this game and put you down a man. I'm not going to change the dynamics of the game because you kicked the ball away out of frustration.
And wildly, the best we looked with the ball.
Right after he gets sent off.
Yeah.
Which is telling, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. It was bad. He was bad before he got sent off. That was stupid. It is technically a card. And now we don't have him for next game.
It just looks like if you press this team at all.
That's it, right?
That's what, like, you're like, they can't.
And not necessarily just the press, but like it's not a team that's going to win games from behind.
Right.
When they scored in the 8th minute, it felt over. We never ever really built.
Well,
any kind
you're
of
like
attack.
early. You're like, well, it's 8 minutes in. Let's see what happens for it. But then it was just never.
But nothing happened.
Nothing ever happened.
We chased shadows for 70 minutes of a 90-minute game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what our completion percentage was on passes, but it could have been good. It was
It was bad. And I again.
So we came back to crap, though, right? So we're just
it's
back
crap.
to crap.
It was crap. The substitutes come on at the end.
More of those notes.
It's in there. It says right there. The substitutes. We try. We throw on the Brazilians with the weird hair at the end, and just it doesn't pan out. Morales actually. We'll see if Morales gets to start next week with the due out, because I thought he came in and really controlled the midfield. But he's not going to offer any goals. So that's what they got to figure out. You can't score.
Yeah,
Defense is fine, but you can't score.
Same problem.
You're not going to win games if you don't score goals.
Sprint's hot take. Don't steal his hot takes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, got to score to win.
Got to score to win.
Yeah,
Right.
might pull off a tie. Got to score to win.
A lot of 0-0 draws.
Is that enough soccer talk? Ladies and gentlemen, that's our recap brought to you by Homes by Janelle. Ryan, tell them about Homes by Janelle.
Yeah, Homes by Janelle, specifically Christina Schmittling with Homes by Janelle. Check her out. She's my real estate agent. She should be yours as well. She works so hard. She's great. She makes sure her clients have everything in order. Everything's ready by the time you're ready to close. Check her out. Christina Schmittling, Homes by Janelle, on the Facebook.
Do we have a daddy of the match?
Daddy of the match?
Might be Wagner.
Indy? I don't know.
Indy. I mean, Lund was our best player by a mile.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Daddy of the match would be, I mean, who else had a good game?
You said he does look like one of the. You know who he reminds me of? The character in Pineapple Express, the high schooler that's like dating the
Yeah.
Seth Rogen's
Okay.
high school girlfriend.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Macaulay, look after her, man.
Did you ever
Oh,
ask?
yeah.
Ben Lunt kind of looks.
He's real cool.
Like he gives me that vibe. Yeah.
He's been looking after her.
He's a great guy.
The principal, Joe Latoria, the turtle.
He looks like, what I said last night, he looks like the boyfriend of the popular girl in school from a John Holmes movie. No, John Hughes movie.
Yeah.
John Holmes movie.
John Holmes is a porn star, correct?
I'm going to cut all that out.
John Holmes is a guy I went to high school with. I don't think he's a porn. He was pretty tall.
I think John Holmes is the one with the hammer. Probably
Prove it.
If you're watching James Holmes,
John
John
Holmes. I'm pretty sure.
John Holmes,
Pretty famous
James Holmes.
Jack.
performer.
If your last name's Holmes, send in a pic of your hog. Let's check it out.
It's getting real stuck here.
And now for something completely different.
Carnell, he looks like he would be coaching a team in a Disney movie. They're like whether it be the Battlehawks or the Hawks or the Iceland.
He looks
like a Disney
the villain coach. Yeah,
Okay.
I like
Yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
good. That's real good. He's got, I can see him in like the little
Flip the
leather
collar,
jacket.
yeah. Where he blames a 9-year-old for missing
Right,
a shot, and he
yeah.
basically quits hockey after that.
Yeah,
Pretty good
he's
coach.
over there saying, "Go ahead and go after Banksy's wrist."
You lost it for us. You lost it for yourself. Yesterday, I was talking to a family friend, and they had just gone to a city game for the first time last week. And he had somebody. He was older, so he's like in his 60s,
and Brent's age.
Right.
He
Little younger than Brent.
a little younger than Brent. But he said to him, he was like, one, standing the whole time, not for me. I was like, I get it. That's fair. But he had somebody behind him yelling, chasing duck eggs the entire time. Like it was like it's goose egg. He goes the entire game just chasing duck eggs.
That's the wrong waterfowl.
And my friend Dennis is like, he goes, I'm pretty sure it's goose egg, but I don't know soccer. Is this a soccer term?
Duck egg?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think so
Everybody knows
either.
about
I
a
go,
duck
duck
You don't
egg.
know about a duck egg?
That's why I was asking you. That's not a term.
I don't know what a duck egg looks like, candidly.
I don't think it's a zero.
It doesn't look like a zero.
Probably smaller.
Classic goose egg zero. But yeah, it's just
It's like a lowercase o. Maybe that's what he was saying.
Speaking of look like, I've got one for you. Bradley Carnell looks like he can't figure out where that smell's coming from.
Yeah.
Always got that face on him. I don't know why he makes that face.
No, he knows where it's coming from. He's upset.
Okay.
That's how much it.
Think he's identified it?
have you
It's one of those. He's like,
This is the problem with the Bradley Carnell lookalikes is every picture is so wildly different from the last. Have you looked at what Bradley Carnell looked like when he played soccer?
No.
He looks like he was a member of like he's a bass player in Evanescence.
Okay.
Like he's in the band
Sure.
on the peripheral,
Yeah.
and you see
Yeah.
him and you're like, that's weird, but not for a bass player in Evanescence.
You think he gets
Fits
questioned
there.
every time he comes in? He's like, "No, I'm with the band though. I have my bass. I have my bass guitar. Why would I carry around a bass?"
There's no question. Like when he shows up, they're like, he's with a band.
Okay.
He's in a band. We know that.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter which one it is.
Okay.
He's just a band guy.
Yeah.
Wild stuff.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I've got two more. Bradley Carnell looks like the fifth dentist, the one who doesn't recommend your toothpaste. We found him finally.
yeah, because he's not bought by Big Pharma. He's not, Colgate hasn't
Yeah.
gotten to his pockets, you know?
Or you think he doesn't believe in toothpaste? Maybe.
Yeah,
Where's
I
he
don't
from?
know.
I don't know.
But that's
He's from
the
South Africa.
Topical. Bradley Carnell, my last one. Bradley Carnell looks like the Dewey Decimal System. Oh, you didn't like that one? That one hit you
Not
like,
for me. I
okay.
also am triggered by Dewey Decimal System. You know, when
Shocking.
you can't read,
Yeah.
and then there's this whole system you're not allowed to be a part of.
Numbers and dots.
We were at a record store yesterday, and my son goes, "Where's the Avid Brother records?" I go, "Probably an A." And he goes, "Can you help me find it?" I go, "God, dude, like, no. If I have to,
It's so.
it's such a bigger problem that we're going to have to address later in life that you don't find the letter on the thing, find the M, and then if you see like, oh, it ends this way, L's this way, LM.
This is
Yeah.
my whole thing. It's like it's such a bummer to me that he has to ask you for help.
Yes. Yeah, that's a better point.
It's
Yeah.
like, man, I was there too. He could ask a smart grown up. You could tell him.
Yeah.
I know.
I'll be vulnerable. I'll admit, in that situation, I would have been like, it's probably under A, but maybe T.
Avett Brothers?
The Avett Brothers. I always get, and then what do you do if it's just a name? So if you're looking
You
for,
go last name. It's an established system. I don't understand why you two.
Is this why you
I have to think about it. This is like your problem with gross and net the other day. I have to think through it each time.
Oh, well, okay.
I have some peeves. I've got some things that happened yesterday.
Okay.
They're
Just in life. Are these,
Yeah.
You have daddy issues?
Daddy issues.
Tell me about your daddy issues.
Daddy issues. So, first off, anybody who has to tell you they're joking, like every time after they make a joke, like, I'm just joking. No,
Yeah.
just kidding. Like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why it drives me up a wall. Me and Corey encountered one yesterday that he was like doing bits, and everybody's like, "Oh no, I'm just joking." It's like, we get it. We get you're joking.
Are you talking about the guy whose job it was?
Yes.
To do bits.
Yeah.
I mean,
I appreciate him doing bits. I'm happy for it. It's when you at the end of the bit say, "No, I'm just joking." It's that part of it that just makes me lose my mind.
yeah.
You're like, no, we got it.
You ran into Rob Schneider yesterday?
It's because
Schneider would do
because
really well.
we weren't. It wasn't kidding. What he was doing funny for the kids, and right.
Okay.
But for adults, like, wait, I don't have to laugh at this. It's
Yeah,
not funny.
that's
it's
not for me.
funny.
Yeah.
But he clearly wanted us to laugh.
Much like this show.
And
Not
so then
funny.
he had to tell us, no, I'm just joking. It's like, no, we got the joke.
Yeah.
It's fine. You're doing great. I want to
Yeah.
encourage you.
Yeah.
You're doing
Yeah.
My kid's having a fantastic time.
Yeah.
But
It was like this isn't. Is this for me?
Yeah.
Because if this whole thing is for me, I have some notes. Yeah.
Can I remind you, last week you made a child cry. So this guy was out there making children's days better, and you're upset about it.
He was trying.
This seems
I
like
don't
a
know that
Yeah, I don't know.
Our children were really
2 of the 3 enjoyed it because they're pretty dumb.
yeah.
The boys.
Name
the boys.
names.
The boys.
Ryan and his son really thought it was funny.
Yeah. Name names, you coward.
But it was, I don't know. It's just something. It's also the.
I'm joshing.
I've been
Just
in
joshing
meetings
you.
too
Yeah, we're
where
just kidding.
it's the mean sarcasm. Like somebody's like, "I'm trying to be sarcastic," but they're just saying the truth.
Yeah.
And you're just like, "That was
Yeah.
you're just an asshole."
Yeah,
Like,
that's right.
No, I'm just joking. It's
Yeah.
like, no, that's how you really feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Own it.
own it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just own it. That's fine. You're a dick. It's
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I stand by every horrible, mean thing I've ever said to your face.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, and I appreciate that.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, don't back off of it.
I'm joking.
The other-
I'm joking.
The other
Give me
was we got Papa John's last night for dinner, and the guy the worker, early 20-something dude,
Okay.
and but like, oh hey dude, what's up, like that, kind
Yeah,
of thing, like
yeah,
that vibe. Of
all right.
like, he's like, oh we looking for a pizza for Ryan? Okay, dude.
10-footers, bro.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. All good, happy about it.
You're
Do your thing.
landlocked,
You're having
brother.
fun. You're having fun at work. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
He gets my food. He's like, oh, it looks like it's already paid for. Here you go, man. I go, thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
And as I'm turning, he says, oh, Red Beard Club. Because we both had, and I just, what do you want me to do with this information?
Mhm.
Everything else was fine. And until as I'm about to walk out, you go, oh, Red Beard Club, man. I go, what am I supposed to, I don't know what to do with that.
You're not in the club then.
I am, though. I guess. I didn't know.
Not everybody's in it, apparently.
But I walked out of the store and my face just got real sad. I'm like, what the fuck? And my wife, she's like, what happened in there? She's like, they ruined my day.
And you were like, I have way too much in common with the 20-something-year-old at the Papa John's counter.
I just don't say
Red
it.
Beard Club.
You guys work customer service jobs?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
What's the awkwardest thing? Like, what's the most awkward thing you've ever said in a transaction where you're like, that was weird?
Oh, I've responded before. I worked in food service before, and I've responded with thanks to you too. Like you go with
yeah. That's always
Yeah.
always mortifying. I actually have not worked. That's not true. I was a butcher at Schnucks for a minute. Let me think about that. You put me on the spot here.
meat man.
I had so as Schnucks as well was a
Friendly stores in town.
cashier, and I had a lady paying with like all pennies and dimes and nickels, and
Mhm.
she's apologizing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, don't worry, I don't care. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
You're paying
Right.
for your groceries. I don't.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
But
I
I
can't
said-
count anyway.
You're right. Yeah, we're gonna throw this in here, and I hope the drawer is close enough. I don't.
You just use a scale of some kind to determine how much it's worth, right?
So I'm like, yeah, of course. So I'm like, but she's feeling embarrassed. So I'm trying to I'm like, don't be embarrassed. You're paying for your groceries. This is fine. And so I said, currency is currency, is what I said. Not great. I get it. That's not the best. Just not like a term.
You tried to pull out those big words.
Yeah.
And,
And she just looked at me. She goes, "That's gay."
Damn, nailed it.
Yeah. She goes, "Currency is currency." She goes, "That's gay." I'm like, "All right,
She was
lady."
right.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
trying to be nice though.
Well, sometimes trying to be nice is really gay.
Yeah, it was, but it was also it made me laugh real hard. Just in the moment, she goes,
Yeah,
"That's
it's funny.
gay." I'm like, "All right."
That's funny. You're like, you know what, you can keep it.
Yeah.
You were mad about I'm just joking, right? The guy that has to say I'm just joking. We were mad earlier, just before we started recording, about taxes. Can we talk about taxes?
Yeah.
I'm angry about taxes, but I'm not angry about taxes in the way that I'm normally angry about
I think
taxes.
this would go well. Just a bunch of middle-aged white guys.
Yeah, let
complaining
me
about
tell
taxes.
you why I should have to pay less money. That's not it. That's not my issue.
It's because you're a sovereign citizen.
I wish that was That's right.
I
That's
don't
right.
need those roadways.
I need to
Why
not
should I have to pay for them?
not be tried. I don't use these roads.
Not for travel between states for commerce. Hell no.
So there's the thing that every year it happens. Every year the conversation happens of, right, you know how much I owe, just tell me how much I owe, I'll pay it, right? That's not my problem. I wish that was my problem.
It's my problem.
It's an annoyance, for sure. We can all agree. They should just send us a bill.
Yeah.
Significantly
Give me
easier.
the voucher.
It can be figured out.
I have neighbors who are challenging like taxes. They challenge them and they try to explain like why they're challenging. I go,
Yeah.
sure. I
Yeah.
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I don't care.
I just don't pay them.
I subscribe to the concept of withhold less. Like, end up owing at the end of the year. That's okay. Don't lend out your money. Just know you're going to owe at the end of the year.
Financial pod.
And that's fine.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't pay them, so I don't understand anything.
So every year I know I'm going to owe something. I just find out whatever it is, and I'm accepting of that. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
That's not my issue. Do my own taxes. Got TurboTax this year.
Okay.
No, excuse me. I got H&R Block this year. Downloaded the software, ran through it. I downloaded it on an accident. This is a very long story to get to where I was really
where are we
angry.
going with this? Yeah.
Stay tuned. H&R Block figured out my taxes. Owed, I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. $5,000. Whatever it is. I owed money at the end of it. Okay. Tried to hit submit. Don't do that face.
No.
Tried to hit submit. Wouldn't go through. I got frustrated. I just set it aside. Next week, TurboTax goes on sale. I like TurboTax better. I've used it previously. I like the interface better. It's the Mac PC conversation, right? So I got that because I was like, that's easier to use. I entered the exact same information in. Exact same information. Owe $10,000.
Go back to the first one.
How does it?
Here's the thing.
How can that possibly be right? It can't be right. It can't be right. Do I just choose the one that's less because I will? I'm going to.
It is.
Is this how we end up in this situation?
It's like when you're a bartender and they do the math wrong on the tip. You
Nah.
take the more. You're like, well, you fucked up. I'm taking more. Yeah.
right.
Whatever the high end is, I'm taking.
That's our government.
Yeah.
I'm so, is that, and I used to watch those commercials. Who was Alan Thicke, right? Alan Thicke used to be like, if you're in trouble with the IRS, call us and we'll reduce your debt by 1,000,000%. Yeah.
Alan Thicke, the musician.
R.I.P.
Blurred Lines.
Alan, no, that's his son, Robin Thicke.
Thank you.
Alan Thicke is the dad on Growing Pains.
And he does.
We're going to do a short segment, though, of Robin
He
Thicke
does,
music if you want to do a little dance.
Alan
Thicke.
Alan Thicke is an accountant.
He
I think he was a psychiatrist on the show.
he hawked like financial
He made
ruin.
Growing Pains?
Yeah, for a little while. He was a spokesperson. Was. R.I.P.
Have I seen Growing Pains?
With Boner?
I want to see how far
There was
away
a
from
character
Brent's
named
rant.
At any rate,
There was a character named Boner, and what's his name? Kirk Cameron. Kirk Cameron got all pissy because one of his female co-stars like did Playboy,
Yeah.
but he's fine with the nickname Boner for the show. It's like, well, that's weird. Like he got all self-righteous. And I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
were you just joking?
I've never seen the show and I don't pay taxes. What else we got?
That was it. I'm offended at the fact that we can't figure this
Yeah.
out. And when we do figure it out, it's so wildly
But
different.
do you also think like people who work for the government give a fuck at all either right now? Like just send in a couple bucks and they're like, well,
Yeah.
I paid something.
I'm going to pay with the same pennies that your
Yeah.
old lady was paying with and just be like, this is what I have. I
That's-
don't know.
Well, what I was going to tell you is I think you can just not pay it.
Okay.
I'm not sure that any bad consequences.
Apparently you can. That's my issue with taxes.
Is that
It's that nobody knows. And the people that we pay to know too. So at the beginning of the software, they give you the option, do you want to pay an extra $30 to have like live consultations? And I want to pay $30 twice and just ring one of them up and put them on hold and ring the other one up and be like, hey, Rob, I got Joe over here. And you fuckers figure this out. You come up with a combined number. I don't care what it is. They'll probably tell me it's 20 grand at that point. I just want a unified front to approach the government with and be like, all three of us have agreed.
you want to pay enough?
This is what I owe.
You want to pay enough to where a lawyer can argue that like it's not tax evasion.
Like I tried to. Yeah.
That is the sweet spot.
Okay.
It's like
Plausible deniability, whatever that number
All
is.
right. I think we got a good
I
strategy.
think it's like 60% of what you actually owe.
We like to have fun here.
Yeah.
I probably could have claimed zero the whole time.
We
but
should
like,
probably
shit.
do some kind of disclaimer at this point of like, you should not take financial
We
advice.
really could use a financial sponsor so we could direct people that way. We could,
Yeah.
Don't listen to us.
No, right.
Well, I mean, Brent kind of sounds like he wants to start a financial firm here.
If you do numbers good, reach out to any of us because we
Right.
clearly need
Yeah.
help. Who are we
Yeah,
playing next
It's
week?
the 30th.
Oh, the 30th. Look ahead on the 30th.
Seattle. Nope, Austin. The other green team.
The live event at Schlafly. Met with them.
Yeah.
Met with Schlafly. It's going to be fun.
What are we doing?
So we will be right next to the beer tent. And there'll be a couple food trucks right next to us. And we'll have the PA system set up. And we'll be talking shit to people as they try and shoot on a
Okay.
smaller net.
What time is that?
10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Until the march, I guess. I'm sure the march happens before.
10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the 30th at Schlafly Tap House.
Beer, City Dads will be there. We'll be rocking out. But yeah, met with the Schlafly people. They're stoked. It's gonna be fun.
They have no idea, do they?
No, yeah, I told them PG-13. I was like, we'll go PG-13.
That's what you told them?
Uh-huh.
You just lied to their face.
They just lied.
Yeah.
I just kind of one of those like.
We're going to be
We'll
merciless.
edit it down to PG-13, but
Okay.
there'll be some.
They won't be listening, right?
Well, that's what. Honestly, when he originally said, he's like, "Is it going to be like family friendly?" I go, "When there's families around,
Yeah.
like if there's a kid around, sure. But if just a bunch of dudes like
You
us,
said that. I didn't say
I'm
that.
gonna
Talk so much shit to a toddler.
Right.
Yeah.
No, we're really good with the 8-year-olds. Don't worry about it.
Uncomfortably good with the 8-year-olds.
Okay.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's gonna.
I just, last week's episode with 8-year-old, he ruined the birthday.
I see.
What was
I
talking
see.
about.
As long as it's not your, bring your kids out to Schlafly Tap House. As long as it's not their 8th birthday, they
No,
should have a good time.
I'm very excited to just talk shit and drink beer.
Who are we playing in the game?
We're playing Austin
Okay, are they good?
With no edu.
with no edu, which I don't know. At this point, maybe it's addition by subtraction.
Are we doing the thing yet where you guys make up names and I try and figure out if they're real or fake names? Because I'm going
I do
fake.
think that we should start.
If
trying to
edu
do
is
that, yeah.
if edu is your offering.
I wish we could show you a team poster and point to a player and have you name that player.
Okay, idea for next
We
week.
can do that next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll put them up on we'll get a screen.
I have a
Side
first year poster too, which would be a whole lot of fun. Pick some guys that
We shouldn't even pick. We shouldn't even be a city. We'll just pick another team that
We'll
wears
just pick a
red.
different team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
I have a hard enough time coming up with the names for St. Louis
Arsenal-
City. I'm
Arsenal-
honest.
Arsenal wears red.
Arsenal does wear red, right? Yeah.
Wrexham.
Wrexham.
We could just We'll,
Lots
Wrexham.
of teams wear red.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, you know your colors.
Just don't ask them to spell it or alphabetize it.
What league does Arsenal play in? You get that?
Premier?
Premier, right? Premier League.
Could you name a championship league team?
About to be Wrexham. Soon to be Wrexham. Soon to be Wrexham. About to be promoted.
Spoilers.
They're up. I don't know. There's only like 5 games left. 4 games left. Season's almost over.
They're in an automatic spot right now.
Yep. One top 3 go up.
I don't know that that's ever happened before. Like a 3, promotion relegation.
Yeah.
Like watch
No,
that.
yes.
that's
I like
we
the
could
idea.
talk about USL.
USL.
We could talk about USL and like we're going to buy a USL team, right?
Right.
We should buy a USL team and do like our own.
So
little-
why are we going to buy a USL team?
GoFundMe.
Then do a welcome to Wrexham.
Okay.
Just do a.
The United States Soccer League,
Yes. Thank you.
which is, I guess they're saying they're a lateral league.
Okay.
MLS is much better.
It is a separate league,
Yeah.
which is a much lower quality of play.
NFL, XFL situation.
Very much. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Okay.
But the USL has adopted promotion relegation
Mm-hmm.
as of this week, which is huge. It's the first sports team in America.
I love that as a system.
It's great.
I do
Yeah.
too.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. So cool. But I also understand why San Diego is not interested in signing up for it after spending $500 million on an expansion.
Of course.
But so now you've got the competition in that USL league is going to be explosive here for there's going to be people. going,
If
we
I
can
think
make
honestly,
money.
if the MLS is smart, at some point they purchase the USL and just adapt them as their relegation.
But then
league.
you're signing off on it. Then you're saying, yeah, this is something we're okay with. This is something we're interested in, and you're sending 2 to 3 teams down every year.
I would love it.
So
I know you would love it.
this is not an
You
official.
didn't pay $500 million to start a franchise in the MLS.
But I want to spend about $100 to start one in the USL,
Mm-hmm.
and then I want to be bought. I want to be Jackie fucking Moon.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You would be more Jackie Moon, less Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. Like, that team is not doing
Right.
well.
Yeah.
Who wants to be Ryan Reynolds? I want to be Jackie Moon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to start at goalie
Everybody love everybody.
Yes.
for the third tier and do the halftime shows.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
just Ryan doing a 10-minute stand-up routine in the
Yeah.
middle of the field at halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the laser show!
Just fighting bears. Hide behind the children.
I'd pay for that. I'd pay $15 for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So let's buy a USL team.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think it's much. I think $100 might be overbidding.
I think we just start one, honestly.
Where did we go? Ozarks?
Like the Ozarks.
It's too far of
I
a
think we
drive.
go over real well in the Lake of the Ozarks. They seem like real soccer country.
Right, yeah. Party Cove.
Yeah.
Just-
Senior
They
Frogs
all-
will sponsor it.
every Saturday morning, they're out there with the games on.
It's an untapped market, is what you're telling me.
Right.
There are opportunities.
Where was it actually? Columbia. Is Columbia, Missouri? That's a
Como.
spot.
Yeah.
Como. Is that where you start a USL team?
No.
I think so.
I mean, you can pick anywhere because there's no draw in whatever the third tier of the USL is.
You're not making money off ticket sales. You're just hoping to get promoted.
And I'm
I'm not sure you can sell tickets. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know what it costs to go see a
Yeah.
third tier USL game. It's
Savannah Bananas, right? Let's just try and do that.
selling out football stadiums.
Right.
Let's try to
You think we
be.
just change the rules to soccer?
I think it's
and
like
call it
I think it's
something
like comedy. Is you create a small venue. There's only 100 seats available for this game. It's sold out, so you can say it's sold out.
I think he's onto something. Corey, let's try to be like one of the most unique things in pop culture today. Let's just be like that. The only thing that exists like it, let's be that.
Okay, here's the deal.
Like a podcast.
So,
I have a Sunday league. We're
Yeah.
ready to go. We
Okay.
already have kids.
Yeah.
Just enroll us and pay whatever the fee is.
Yeah.
And we're there. We're in.
All right. Yeah. I think there is a bunch of I'm assuming NCAA soccer players who aren't making the MLS.
So yeah, a whole bunch.
Whole bunch.
How much
Bunch.
paperwork's going to be involved?
That's-
Paperwork seems to be
I
a
love
real.
paperwork. Don't worry about it.
Look ahead.
Look ahead.
Austin.
Austin.
Schlafly before the game.
Austin at home. Game we should win. That's what I got.
So join us next week.
Austin, not a real high-powered offense, not having a great year. We should be able to handle them at home, no issues. I don't know who's going to play in the midfield.
Well, can Toy Shirt move back? Could he play?
No.
No.
Moving Toy Shirt back's a bad idea. Also, don't know if Toy Shirt's fully fit. He didn't seem to be moving real well, and I think when he came off, he was kind of grabbing his hamstring. I don't know if we see him either.
I just want to see Celio play more than.
At this point, you try something new, right?
Right. I just wanna see-
someone needs to score a goal.
I want to see Celio. I think he's the best, most dangerous.
CeeLo Green,
Yeah,
that'd be
CeeLo.
great.
But I think he's the most dangerous with the ball on his foot. Like he's to create something out
He's
of
the
nothing.
guy on our team. If I was like, you have one player who's going to take somebody on one-on-one, Celio's the guy that you want.
Yeah.
Taking people on. But he's a winger. I mean, he can play forward. You saw him play forward a little bit last night, but he's more of a wing player, and we don't play wide. So, I don't know. And you got to figure that out. They got to score goals.
Something. Anything.
You spend all this money. You
Yeah.
spend all this money on all these high-powered Germans and nothing to show for it so far. So.
Besides, if the team gives you gifts.
Yeah, I think the LA game has to be an outlier because
Yeah. You've scored one goal in the other three.
One,
Yeah. It's the other
Four.
four. Other four now. You have one goal and four. Besides,
one goal and four.
that first goal was clearly a
And
gift.
that goal was a set piece missile from Leuven.
Yeah. Just outside
You've
there.
scored 0 goals in the run of play in 4 games.
That's it. Strong points.
Yeah. And here's the thing. You can turn it around and you can go, holy shit, the defense kept us in it for the first 5 games of the year, and now, we're sitting pretty because we're scoring goals, whatever. Or maybe this is it. Maybe this is just what the team is this year, which is terrible to say because most of your money's tied up in your offense. And if you're not scoring goals, yeah, it's just going to be a long year.
I'm very curious on, at some point, you've got to feel like you got to hit on a homegrown kid to be a goal scorer. And then,
Well-
but I mean, they'll be here short term and then they'll be sold.
There's no shortage of Klaus haters, and he's your designated player, and he's making a whole bunch of money, and he isn't scoring goals. And I don't think he's supposed to score goals. I don't think that's why they brought him in. I don't think that's what they've ever really asked him to do. But if no one else on your team is scoring goals, and your number 9 that you're paying $1 million to isn't scoring either, then
How many?
you
Sorry.
move on.
How many minutes has he played this year? It's not even on the pitch much.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's fighting for minutes right now. He's not even penciled in as the starter.
Are we supposed to read something into that? Is that a vote of no
Yeah,
confidence from?
I think the coach is just putting whoever might score a goal.
Okay.
Whoever scored last gets to play, I
Yeah.
think is. But that's nobody, so I don't know what you do. Betcher has a goal. Klaus doesn't. Toyshirt has a goal. Hartle has a goal.
So, I mean, obviously we're going to see Austin have possession, most likely at this point.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's not the game plan I think you should be going into with a team that I think you're better than on the ball at home. But yeah, nothing I've seen historically this season has shown that you're going to want to hold the ball and pass it around.
Well, Schlafly will be fun.
Yeah,
Schlafly will be a good time.
Come get a free beer.
Come get a free beer, hang out,
Get heckled.
get heckled.
Feel bad about yourself.
Is that enough soccer talk?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. On behalf of Corey Smith, Ryan Ballard, I'm Brent Callahan. We're sorry. We'll try to do better next time.
All right. Love you guys.
Cheers.
Nah, back off, man.
Yeah.
Bradley Carnell looks like if they made Pinocchio a real boy.
Grown up. If he,
Like little, yeah, like an adult
Yeah.
Pinocchio.
yeah.
But like with the same.
Yeah. I get
It
what you're
just
saying.
looks like if you made a wooden puppet a real boy
And he got old.
and he got a little older and coached soccer.
Does he look like that computer-generated AI? What would Pinocchio look like as a real boy 40 years later?
You could put that in, and I bet it's just like.
As a young grandpa.
I would take it the other way. I would say he looks more like Geppetto. If Geppetto was only making real boys in order to sell them into some child sex trafficking ring.
Isn't that what the movie is? Have you ever seen that? Like, fan
We can't
theory?
use that, but I love that as a joke. Yeah.
You can't use that.
We can do a Pinocchio reboot
There's a
that exposes the porn industry.
I can't remember the name of the movie.
It's a
but
Liam Neeson
dark,
sequel.
super scary take on Pinocchio. It's a horror movie. Have you seen it?
Guillermo del Toro's.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's fucking crazy dark.
it's kind of sexy.
It's creepy.
I've got it condensed. Bradley Carnell looks like Geppettophile.
Pedophile.